Hey folks, here at NTS we can get pretty scientific when talking about different training theories and technique and training approaches, but it's kind of fun to just cover some really basic, fun, general cross-country skiing knowledge from time to time. And today we're going to go over the best way to prepare and pack your skis for travel. Prepping the bases, you obviously don't want to fly with your skis without any kind of wax on them. I've done it before by accident, and it's really easy for the skis to rub where the skis are together. For example, if there's no wax on your ski and the skis are rubbing right here, it can really chafe up your base, both on the tip and tail where the skis come together. So always good to double check that you have wax on your skis before traveling. You'll notice that some waxes that are really hard, like a green or a Toco blue, for example, you get this kind of white chippy kind of wax on your ski. And there's a chance, if you have a really cold wax on your ski, like a CH4 or a Toco blue, that during all the travel and the jostling with the skis, that wax might strip off and then your base will be compromised and kind of in the open. So in general, when we do travel wax, we have the term travel wax means a slightly softer wax. I'll still travel with CH6 on my skis. If I'm gonna use a Toco, I will use like a Toco red like this. That's a great travel wax to put on your skis. It's soft enough that it will really protect the bases through any getting dinged by any poles or other ski tips. I love the Solomon bindings because the skis fit flush to one another, but there are a number of companies, like the old Rockefeller bindings, for example, weren't that way. So elite level athletes, we would always strip our bindings off before travel, because those bindings that don't fit flush with the ski, like the old Rockefellers, for example, there's like a pretty big lip that comes off of the ski. And when you have that and you have multiple pairs of skis in a bag, that binding lip can then kind of jam or jab into the base of other skis. So you want to be careful. When it comes to taping skis or pairs of skis together, there are a few tricks of the trade that will make your skis be a lot more sturdy and stable during the traveling process. So if I were to take two skis like this, for example, that have ski ties on the tip and the tail, and I take my skis and put them together, you notice that it's pretty hard to get them to fit flush. I can kind of try to stagger the ski ties, for example, jam them together, but even so, it becomes a little bit tricky. For tape, Toco tape or plastic ski tape is usually what works best to create these kinds of loops or ski ties. It's a little bit more sturdy. You can get away with just using regular blue painter's tape you can find at any kind of hardware store. This stuff, just look for the sturdiest blue tape you can find, the kind that has more of a waxy sheen to it. So the trick to making a World Cup ski tie is you just take your hand and you wrap it around your fingers with the sticky side out, make a loop, connect it to itself, sticky side out, and then double over on top of itself. So super easy to do. Once you get the hang of it, there you go. World Cup ski tie. Now that I have a few pairs that I'm going to be traveling with, again, I have a World Cup ski tie slid up and snug as far as it can on the tail. On the tip, I've just taped towards the tip of the ski, kind of just above the logos of the ski. I have some painter's tape. So this is kind of a really sturdy thing. The skis aren't rubbing back and forth, and I don't have ski ties attached. Now, because of that, my skis are going to fit together in a really nice, flush way. Group skis together in clumps of 3 to 5 pairs of skis. I like to tape together skis that I would be testing together. For example, I might group together my cold skis and my warm skis separately. Try to line up the tips and tails, and then just tape across the top of the ski near the logos. Make sure it gets really tight so the skis won't be rubbing against one another. I usually tape the top a few times around, and then just as the skis are leaned up against the bench or wall, just flip them completely upside down and then tape the tails. It's basically just like a solid board right now. And I can take this and then put it into a ski bag, which will be a lot more sturdy. There are a few ski bag options out there. These coffin style bags that Solomon makes are kind of really sturdy, where you can lay the skis down in a single row. For bags like this, I would just group my clumps together and then secure them with the Velcro straps that are provided with these bags, throw my pull tube on top, and be ready to go. Most companies make these kind of soft bags are a little bit more common. And if that's the case, I actually we'll tape the skis together and then lay them down vertically instead of horizontally. So I'm going to stack my skis in a vertical stack. So I'll put one in and then actually take the next stack and reverse it. So I'm going tip to tail with my 2 stacks of skis. And I can do this with as many as 12 pairs of skis in a bag. So if that's the case, I might tape 2 chunks together so that I have a group of 6 and a group of 6 going tip to tail. And you actually keep them in vertical stacks like that, zip up the bag, and then use the straps to secure the outside of the bag really tightly. And this is super sturdy. You almost don't even need to put clothing in the bag, but we still might throw a parka or 2 in the bag to protect the tips and tails. No matter what airline you're flying, plan ahead with your baggage allowance. It's normal that 1 ski bag will equal 1 normal duffel bag. If that's the case, a lot of times people like to put a lot more clothing in their ski bags than I do. So if you have a smaller fleet and you can jam as much clothes as you can in a ski bag, you should be able to get away without any additional charges just because it's a ski bag. Cross-country ski bags are under the length limit to require any special charges. It's important to remember if you have a small fleet too, that you can get away with checking an additional boot bag. So say you only have a few pairs of skis, put them in a ski bag, and that will be a light ski bag, maybe with some clothing in it. And you can also check an additional backpack or small duffel bag without any additional charge. Just make sure you take advantage of that boot bag option. It's actually made more for alpine skis where alpine boots are super heavy, but cross-country skiers can do that too. Jam your ski boots and other clothing, whatever you want, into that checked bag. It's a great way to travel with wax as well. So you can actually have 2 bags combined to 50 pounds and not pay an additional charge.